Welcome everyone to this casted game of Age of Empires 4. We have Mech Rooster in this game, playing as the Byzantine and the color purple. And we have Infernus playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color blue. Both players heading for the center. The scouts might actually end up saying hi to each other, perhaps not. Infernus moving down to the south. Mech Rooster still trying to figure out which way he should go. He is taking the north, which is a good decision. I don't know how he kind of came up with that call because I don't think the scouts actually spotted each other. But luck favors the bold. A very nice positioning of the prelate and a bit of micro here and there to make sure the gathering rate for both the gold and food villages are boosted. Byzantine starting with the sheep instead of the berries, which suggests that this might be a grand winery opening. A rooster managing to get five sheep, while HRE here seems to be getting 5 as well, so they're pretty even Steven.
Κατάσκοπος. Ασφαλώς.
We have a boar very close to the north. The sneaky boar collection, but as Byzantines you might want to stick to berries as much as possible. Get that olive oil, using which you'll be getting your very powerful mercenary army. HRE still looking for that sheep. I don't know what the play of the HRE player in this case would be. Will they try to fast castle or will they try to play feudal? Okay, we see the Archon Chapel. A very nice position for the Archon Chapel, with the wood gold and possibly placing the farms around this with some nice space. But generally we have seen that a forward Archon turns out to be very problematic if you are facing aggression. And Byzantine opening with the Grand Winery could suggest we might see some early aggression with longbows, perhaps. I mean, as someone opposing the HRE, you always want to sit on their gold so that they are unable to make their pricey heavy infantry, which require a lot of gold. So it'll be interesting to see how HRE defends against such an aggression. I wonder where the second cistern would be placed. HRE spotting the age up, so HRE knows that they're going up for the Grand Winery, which is exactly how you would want to scout at this point of time in the game, because you want to know what your opponent is doing. Now the Byzantine is also aware of the fact that they are opening with the Archon and a forward wall to defend your eco from a very obvious forward aggression. I think we'll be getting an update to the caster UI in the coming season, where you get to see the numbers on top, or the civilian numbers collecting the resources on top of the resource itself, so you can see the rate of income and the number of villages assigned to it, so that's very convenient. Again, making sure we know what kind of info our players have here. Getting some more sheep. Alright. So a barracks. I wonder... Okay, so I think the HRE has spotters this stable, and interesting call to send out like at least one horseman to disrupt the eco here, punishing the HRE for putting a forward Archon, but the HRE being very proactive in terms of setting up static defenses. So I don't know how much this investment in early horsemen or feudal horsemen is going to pay off. No mercenary house whatsoever. The star will go up. In terms of eco research, McRooster has gone up with fertilization, so they will see a boosted food gathering eco. Okay, and border settlements has also been researched, which means Byzantines will now be equipped with better vision around their base, and they would hopefully avoid any surprise raids. Okay, HRE sending out men-at-arms. Very interesting opening. 2 barracks, so it seems like we'll be seeing quite a bit of infantry on the field right away in the feudal. So this does not seem like a very straightforward fast castle. And I don't know if Byzantine spots this, because they are straight away rallied to, I believe, the Byzantine Grand Winery, which means their olive oil income will be staggered for a bit. We now have the mercenary house, and we are going up with the Western mercenary contract, which means we'll be seeing quite a few number of longbows in a bit, 5 of them to be exact. The Byzantine eco has been interrupted, or rather disrupted a bit, and now they will have to switch back to sheep. But the first batch of longbows will be coming in. The Byzantine player trying to be as annoying as possible. Alright, the horseman. I mean, 1 horseman trying to deal with 3 feudal men-at-arms. I don't think that's a good idea. Do we have a blacksmith? Yes. No research whatsoever. But we also have wheelbarrow for the HRE. So in case of any possible raids, the villagers can run back to their static defenses quicker. Just the right move here, I believe, because Byzantine is with a mobile army. So they can expect quite a few raids here. Then again, the Byzantine is busy trying to deal with this aggression on their front, while running back with their horsemen, because now the HRE has spears on the field. In terms of military count, Byzantine seems to have lesser number of units. In terms of villager count, they are pretty even, I would say. Byzantine now pushing the HRE player back, not investing in any more army. Haven't queued anything extra for now. 1 villager idling somewhere. Here. HRE going back to their base. In terms of resources, it seems like the Byzantine is on their way to an age up, while making sure they still keep HRE busy. While HRE, on the other hand, also seems to be on their way to an age up. Seems like both of them will get to the castle age roughly at the same time. But then again, I expect the HRE to make use of the Grand Winery to start collecting the relics right away. I'm curious to see what the HRE player goes up with in terms of an age up. Could we see Burgrave here in this case? I don't know. I mean, you'll see quite a bit of competition here in terms of grabbing those relics, because Byzantines can produce monks right from their second landmark. So there is no investment for monastery, so they don't really have to get that extra 200 foot. There won't be any delay. And Byzantine also keeps getting their mercenary out on the field, which means they will be able to defend these relics as well. So might be a bit challenging for HRE here. Even though in terms of military count, they might seem equal or almost equivalent, but obviously the army value here is quite, like the difference between our army value is quite significant because they are heavy infantry, while what the Byzantine player has here, I don't think they'll be able to do much. All they can possibly hope to achieve is defend their base. Both players go up to the third age pretty much at the same time. And now we see monks or prelates being sent out on the field. So the Regnitz Cathedral giving them extra gold income from the relics that are picked. We also, okay, we are not seeing any monks being trained from the Byzantine player, which means they're not challenging the relics here. Interesting. Let's see what the Byzantine player is able to see. But on the other hand, okay, so the Byzantine challenging this relic at least. This is not going to be a good fight for the Byzantine player. I think they want to go. Okay, very interesting micro, but change of plans in the middle of the fight. I think Macrooster intended to go after the prelate with his horsemen, but I think that did not end up happening at all. So that's all right. No crossbows being trained, but we would be seeing some Lanschknecht very soon, and we have our first cataphract on the field, and one more in queue. So I mean, these are heavy cavalry. I mean, they are as cool as their name sounds. Like they have this trample damage, which they can use to run through enemy lines and cause massive amount of damage to enemy files and ranks. So this will be really interesting to see. I mean, it seems like in terms of army, it's hard to tell what composition at least the Byzantine player is going for. The first relic is in the bag for the HRE player. HRE and the Byzantine trying their best to go out on the map and deny relics, but seems like they were a bit too late on the side of the map at least. So the HRE player will be able to snag 3 relics, and I think that will make them very happy. Like 3 relics is good, quite good. This is a good call. The cataphract is quite slow and might have end up getting converted. That is not what you would want from like a unit from like this expensive. So that's a good call. I think that was some really good micro there. The Lanschknecht absolutely ripping through HRE armor. Exactly what you would want to deal with these pesky heavy infantry. HRE realizing the problem right now, and as you would expect from the Byzantine player, we see a massive power spike right now with mercenaries flooding down from their base right into the HRE eco. HRE has kind of failed to expand on the map, while the Byzantine player is going out on the map, realizing that the HRE will be busy defending their relics. We now have 7 crossbows on the field. We'll be able to deal with these heavy cavalry and heavy infantry pretty easily. So now we have Byzantines actually turning the tides here. They have managed to secure 3 relics at this point, while the HRE player will have to settle for only 2. One sitting here in the Regnitz Cathedral, while the second one that has been placed in this sprinkled emplaced tower. This is a very good spot for the Byzantine player because they're exactly where they wanted to be. I mean, this is crazy. This is really good control of the game that has been taken back by the Byzantine player. HRE, on the other hand, I think they have switched strategies and now just going out on the map and taking the sacred sites, which is, I think, pretty important because this also, like every sacred site that you capture gives you additional resources, and who doesn't want free resources? I think there is a bug here. Oh no, okay, that's okay. HRE going out a bit for some raids with 5 knights, which I think the Byzantine player will be able to spot pretty easily because of their border settlements. And the right call by the Byzantine player to start walling now, because at this point of the game, you just want to focus on your main army while doing, you know, as little as possible to defend against these very annoying raids. On the other side of the map, it seems like HRE is massing up, but in terms of numbers, like HRE is not even close. Sure, in terms of army value, they might look similar, but I think the Byzantine player will now have an insane army with very expensive units, both in the name of mercenaries and heavy unique units that the Byzantine player has. The Varangian guards and the cataphract, equipped with active abilities to change the tide of war. The Byzantine player going to decap the captured sacred sites. The right move here. You want to deny as many resources as possible from your opponent. I mean, even if you don't want them, at least make sure you deny them from your opponent. The right call here. We have 58 military units compared to 30, just 30. This night mass will get obliterated. The right call to go back. We have a tower here with sprinkle emplacement as well, with a relic inside. So this tower will help defend this position quite a bit. I think the Byzantine player might use this this mass of cataphract to go around the base and raid while he takes the main fight here. The HRE player has similar ideas. So let's see what the HRE player is up to in terms of vision. Seems like the idea is to just go for a raid, so that's good. And here we see the main push coming up, while I think the HRE will just attack move this to cause a distraction. The Byzantine cataphract mass going around the base to go for a raid, exactly what you would want. This massive knight is just chilling. I mean, the Byzantine player taking a fight under the towers with sprinkle emplacements might not be the best call here, but you know, when you keep getting free units, who cares? Completely disrupting the eco here. But Byzantine has suffered quite a bit of loss here. But more keep coming. More keep coming. And the Byzantine has also spotted this Palace of Swabia. Oh man, this is going to be a disaster. At this point, Byzantine has managed to kill 14 villagers, and eco difference is already there. The only thing that could stop or rather close this gap is the Palace of Swabia, which kind of mimics Fort EC. But I think it's too late at this point because you are dealing with a massive army, and even if you manage to get this up, and the HRE player taps out, as you would expect from a very bad position, there is no way to recover from. I think that was the right call. Well played, both of them, McRooster and Infernus.